Everyone, this is Vicki from Messy Table Studio. I have a project that I saw on YouTube, I think it was last night. Oh no, it was a couple days ago, from Shannon Green. That it's about 4 months old. And that had to do with how she stores her images for her glue books and junk journals. And I decided that I am sick to death of mishmash and more mishmash. So I have decided to adopt this way of organizing my images. The way she did it was to take the regular size, I think they call this letter size file folders, manila file folders. She decorated the outside of hers. I'm not going to go through all that. Maybe another time, but right now I'm in a hurry just to get this done. And then she took sheet protectors and she sewed them inside the crease of the manila folder. I am going to do that. Now, I'm not very straight sewing stuff, so it's going to be catch can, whatever that saying is. Anyway, so I am going to use these and sew some sheet protectors in them. She said she sewed one end of them up, the open side, and then cut off the top so that you could just reach in here and get your stuff. I'm not sure how many pockets to put in here, the page pockets. I'm not sure how many to put in here, but I am going to do this because I think this will help me find stuff a lot quicker. And I really like the idea of being ultra organized. I try to do that, but life happens. Mostly just laziness. Alrighty, so I'm going to sew these things in and I'll come back and show them to you what they look like sewn in. Okay, so the box of folders that I bought from Walmart, there were 25 in there. I think 25 might be overkill because I don't do as many images as Shannon does. But, is this one sewn? Yes. Okay, so I sewed, I don't know, some of these. And mine are very flimsy. So I'm trying to decide how to do this. I did a DM conversation with Shannon, and she said she only sewed one big one for the little images, but the big ones, one of these for the little images, and then the big ones she just put in the folders. I'm not sure what to do, because this, I guess I would sew this onto the folder, just sew it straight down, but some of the plastic would be above here, and I really need for it to be down there, so now I have to cut off all some of the stuff I sewed. And I am not a sewer, but I managed to eke through. So I'm thinking I need to cut these guys a little shorter so that the plastic doesn't pop up like that, so you can't see the name on the tabs. And I did buy the graduated tabs, so they're staggered, so that's good. Nevertheless, this is too tall, so I'll have to cut about, I don't know, 2 inches off the tops of these. And I don't use a lot of large images, so for me this is a different issue. For me it's all the images that I save are about, I do have large images, but not as many as Shannon does. I do have a lot of little stuff like this that I don't want to just throw in the folder, so that's why I needed the sheet protectors. I do have some larger images, like this. It's a little bit larger, but nevertheless, they will still fit in the sheet protector. What I was thinking is I would put 2 sheet protectors in each envelope, because I don't want to buy any more plastic envelopes. So I was thinking about sewing one of these in the middle, keeping a whole one in here, and then a smaller one. And that way I could sew those in there. So I have one for miscellaneous images, and then this one would be for the taller things or smaller things. I don't know. I do have my images divided into categories already, but a lot of them are really small images. So I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. which is like constant state around here. Okay, so this is something that holds images, and I did, not in this here, I did whittle down some of my images, like these are flowers. This one has food, bees. I did put some stuff in envelopes and little containers, but mostly the stuff is just thrown in here because I hate sorting images. Hate sorting images. This one just says small pictures. Let me get the basket up here. Now the basket, this fits into the top of the basket because I have so much stuff in it. This is divided into people, bugs, animals, sea life, words, leaves, trees, flowers, birds, coffee, tea, food, small bits, stamps, black and white. I don't know what this one is. Calendar pictures. This one's a mishmash. I have a box on the floor that just is another version of the mishmash. So I probably don't need as many folders as what Shannon has, but I might need smaller pockets to put stuff in than what she's got. I don't know. Man, I hate to do this sewing and find out I don't like it because I hate to sew. These are kind of smallish images. I guess I could put them all in a big sheet protector, but I don't know. I think I might just have to have subcategories like she said, talked about in her videos, like, you know, bugs, and then you have different categories of bugs like spiders or butterflies, that kind of stuff. Not really sure how this is going to work. All right, so let me think about this and I will come back and tell you what I did. Okay, I sewed. I sewed. Not well, but I did it. All right, so I did one sheet in half. There's a seam that goes down this way. And then I sewed that plus the whole one into the folder. And as you can see, my machine, the tension was yucky and I wasn't straight, but hey, it's done. Now I only did 6 because I'm going to start small and work my way into crazy, which might not take too long. All right, let me put some of my images in here and I'll be back to show you that. Okay, so I pick up one where I have done some small amount of shuffling in here. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I had some envelopes, small envelopes in the drawer, and I chose to drag those out and use those this way. Ooh, I haven't done sorting in like forever. Okay, so what I did was when I was trying to do some sorting in here was I put Christmas stamps, flowers, travel, which I have travel. It's not that many, but they are interesting. This is from a stamp magazine. It's not actual stamps. Transportation, cars, tractors, steamboats, that kind of stuff. Food. Is there anything in the food? Oh, there is. Okay. Food. There's all kinds of pictures of little foods. Now, again, these are stamps that are from a stamp catalog, not real stamps. Bugs. Butterflies. Why is there a hummingbird here? Because there's a bee and a butterfly, and that's a bat, and this is a hummingbird, so I'll have to cut these up. Anyway, nevertheless, so I have started sorting. Okay, so I can see that this is going to be a longer process than I thought it would be, but I am making forward motion. So here are some of the little boxes that I have to go through. They are labeled, so I kind of already know what categories I have. So I set those aside. And I've done 4 folders. So the first one is animals. Then I have miscellaneous. This one is dogs, and I'm going to put a label up here. This is dogs. Don't have anything for this yet. And this is miscellaneous animals in here. Next one, and I took these labels off the plastic containers. I may change them later, but for now, this will do. Birds. So in birds, I have bird houses, eggs, birds. And I'm sure I can pull the labels off and change the subject. If I empty that pocket out, it'll be fine. This one is sea life. I have a lot of fish, but I didn't realize that, but I had a lot of turtles too. So I have turtles, other, like clams, oysters, crabs, other, and then fish. And I did like Shannon did. I put my whales in fish because like her, it lives in the water. Yes, I know it's a mammal because it gives live birth, but it's a fish. So I have fish, other, turtles. And then I have the stamp thing that I'm going to have to really go through, and I'm not going to do that right now, but I just wanted to see how many of these folders I still need to make, which looking at my stuff, it looks like a lot. So let's see, what other categories do I have left to do? I have bugs, coffee and tea. Let's do this one. Words, people. Now I have people parts like Shannon does. I have lips, eyes, limbs, heads. I got a lot of those in a different place. Trees, leaves, flowers, food. This one is really full. Coffee and tea, which is my favorite category. And I have bugs, all kinds of bugs. Now I may break down bugs into butterflies and then everything else, because I seem to have a lot of butterflies. Or maybe I'll put butterflies and everything else in the same category and then scale it down for bees and butterflies. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I have to see how many I have. All right, so those are in alphabetical order. And then I still have a container with, let me get it out here. Scoot this out of the way. I have a container here that has what I call black and white. So this is not any specific category of anything, because there's sea life in here, there's animals, there's abstracts, doodles. It's just they're black and white. So I will have these in one of those, the big sheet protectors for black and white, and then I might whittle down the black and white into doodles versus everything else. Here's stamps. I might need to put that in the stamp envelope, but it's still black and white. So, you know, there's crossover. All right, so there's that one. And then, I still have this to go through. I have, whoops, that to go through. And what else do I have? I still have other containers that have images in them. Some of them are the larger size images. So I'm going to see how I have to work those in. But essentially, I'm following Shannon's formula for doing the images. And I think this will work better, much better for me. Not only am I going to do the images, but I have a basket full of ephemera, like vintage ephemera, in little envelopes and little things. So I'm thinking that I need to go through that. But this is too much to do in one day. Just too much. Too much. So that's it. So I am well on my way to organizing my images, and I will give you a shot of the finished stuff, or at least a dent I made in the stuff for the video when it comes out, hopefully soon. All right, guys. I will put a link in the description box down below, all the other information with Shannon's video that shows you how to do this. I didn't get all fancy like Shannon did with all her labels looking really nice and her watercolor looking. I'm not doing any of that. I ain't doing it. So there you go. So that's it for me until the end, where you'll see the pictures of what it looks like in the basket. So I will see you guys next time. Happy sorting and sewing. Bye. Okay, so it's Sunday, and we're having a very cloudy day, so the light is less than fabulous, but I want to show you my sewing. Look. I can't sew a straight line to save my was just sewing along, feeding it through, thinking, it's straight. Because I started from here and thought, nope. Some of the others are better, but they go the other way. Some of these are straighter, I have to say, than this one right here, because this one probably is the absolute worst one. This is why I don't like sewing. In sewing's defense, although I don't really need to defend sewing, but I heard these two terms years and years ago, that there are process people and there are project people. For sewing, I am the project person. I do not enjoy the process of sewing, but I want to get to the project because I like what the sewing does for the project. Knitting. I am a process knitter. I enjoy the process of knitting. The end product, I've been just doing a lot of baby Afghans because it's mindless knitting. So for me, it is the process of the knitting, not the project. I have no use for baby Afghans. So for me, it's the process of knitting. It's the process of crocheting. This, on the other hand, is project driven because I saw what Shannon did. I liked it. And then I thought, oh no, I have to sew. So for me, this is project driven, not process driven. All right, so I think I have, I divided up the last of my sheet protector. So I have 2, so that's 1, 2. I have 6 left to do because I did them one that's got pockets in it, and the other one's a whole piece, and that's what I've been sewing into my folders and sorting. So I'm going to finish these, and then I have to sew them into the folders. I am going to leave some empty folders to fill in the gaps where I come up with a new category, but I think my categories are pretty good already. I have these, and then I have, these are the ones I meant to hold up. These right here. Hang on. These from the last time I recorded, which was yesterday. So these will fill out 1, 2, 3, 4 folders, and I think I'll end up with 6. So I have 2 extras and a whole bunch of others that, I have a black and white, this stuff that's black and white I need to find a folder for. So I'm fast filling up the categories. I really, looking at Shannon's categories, I was like, wow, that's a lot of categories. And then I started the project, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe hers don't look so like so many, huh? I did go around looking in different places where I have images stored, and I think I'm going to have more projects, which means I might have to go buy more sheet protectors, which I was so hoping not to do. But I might need some more. I might order a small amount off of Amazon and keep it, on the low amount. Okay, so let me get back to sewing, and I'll be back when they're all finished. Okay, so I think that I am done with this project, patience-wise, but I still have lots more to do. So I'm going to show you what I got so far. This is my file. There's my folders. I'm sorry about the lighting. Yeah, let me push this up. No, that's not going to help. It's lighting from behind me. Okay. I got the folders. I sewed in 2, like I mentioned earlier, 2 of the protectors, sheet protectors, and one is open all the way across, and the other one I sewed in half, which is not going to be nearly enough after I've looked at some of the things that I have. That's not enough. So let's see, my categories are animals, black and white, birds, bugs, coffee, food, trees, leaves, and flowers, people, sea life, shapes, stamps, and words. Now, the back part of this has the last of the 25 manila folders that came in that box that I bought from Walmart. I figured I'd leave them in here so I could expand when I need to, and I already see that I'm going to have to. So I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 extras that have the the protectors sewn in, and the rest of the folders are empty. So I am armed for change. And then I found some of these guys, and I did put one of these in. I put, oh, here it is right here, the one that's sticking up. I did put one in here for, I had paper flowers that a friend made for me, so I put those in there with my leaves, trees, and flowers. I did divvy up the stuff for trees, leaves, and house plants. But, and then this is paper flowers. So that one is a little organized. People is going to encompass a lot. I mean, it's small here, but I have some 12 by 12 scrapbook page plastic holders. And they're the very thin ones. And I've got like 6 or 8 of those I still have to go through. I still need to weed out the stamps and all the a lot of the categories I need to weed out. But my patience is running really short with this project, so I need to go crochet. Let me show you the rest. All right, let's see. Then I have this bin that I showed you earlier with all this stuff in it. I still have to go through all of this and divide all this stuff up, put it away. That's going to be another day when it's raining outside and I really don't feel like doing much of anything. And that's going to be later next week. So I still have to get through all of this. Now, you know, the upside with being this organized is I'm going to be taking up less space with my images. But there is another problem. Look at all of these containers that I emptied. Look at this. These are those little photo things. The original box that it came in, the handle busted off of it. So then I saved these, and I thought, well, I'll put all my images in these. So now these are all empty, and so is this rigid, very rigid acrylic plastic thing. It's been busted, and I hot glued it together, but I really like this thing. So in my closet, my craft closet, I have a basket that has empty small containers in it, so in case I might have a container emergency, there's always a backup. I don't want to buy new containers when I have a shed that has the larger furniture type stuff in it, and then I have a closet where I can put all these smallish size things, because I can't see buying new containers when, you know, I have lots of this kind of stuff. Why would I go out and spend more money? Okay, so that's a rhetorical question, because I know after having been doing crocheting and knitting and doodling and all that kind of collecting of stuff that there will come a day where I will be using these to store something else. A lot of it probably will go to hand-carved stamps come December, because I'll need, what, 31 days of new carved stuff if I make it the whole month. So these will get used, but I don't have to buy anything new. All right, so that's it for the inspiration I got from Shannon. Thank you, Shannon, for making me drag out the sewing machine. I don't think the tension was correct on 99% of what I sewed, but it doesn't matter because it still made the line kind of vertically and straight up the middle on a lot of them. It got done. That's my main thing, is it got done. So I'm very pleased with that. All right, guys, until the next time, I will see you later. Bye.